Yo, what's up everyone, welcome to a new series on the channel, a highly requested series, and I'm going to be doing a story time of the guy I saw two white dudes having an absolute mental breakdown fight in McDonald's. Don't worry, these are not boring stories, these are like supposed to be funny things that have happened in my life. I'm going to be telling you guys these stories, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you do, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Very close to 600, we may have hit it by now, so let's push towards 700 and then 1,000. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. So back in year 6, I think my mum thought it would be a good idea for me and a few friends to go out, you know, all these independence and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I walked out of the room and she was in tears going like, oh, how he's growing up and he's going to McDonald's by himself. That's where we're going, by the way. So we decided to go to McDonald's on the bus because it was what 11-year-old kids wanted to do. Go to McDonald's, you know, sit on the high tables. Go to McDonald's. Who else doesn't want to do that? Get our Happy Meals. We're all set for life. So we went to McDonald's and we sat on these high tables because there's something about 11-year-old boys and, you know, kids and high tables that make you feel superior over everyone else. Like, we're sitting on these high tables and all these mums come up to you and they're like, oh, can we have a seat? And we're like, no, these are our high tables, go away. So there are high tables, we've taken these, they've got the big stalls, they've got the balloons that are flying up in the ceiling because all the little kids have let go. The high tables are the best. So we sat down and we were eating and talking like kids do. Oh, and let me tell you, there was no girls on this trip. It was a Saturday, and Saturdays are for the boys, all officially reserved for the boys. So let's just put it out there because now I'm in year 9. Everyone has a girlfriend, and Saturdays are not for the boys anymore. They just go out with their girlfriends, and I'm sitting here bored because that's another story time. I scuffed up something with a girl. I scuffed up, but that's another story time. So we're sitting up there with our quarter pounders and roll doll Happy Meals, you know, the set for like the year 6 11-year-old starter pack sitting there at McDonald's. So these two white dudes were just sitting at like there was like these weird waiting seats, so they're sitting there, and one of the dudes got up, and I'm gonna name him Graham because Graham's an old man name. So Graham, he got up and grabbed this, I think it was a filet-o-fish and a black coffee, and he grabbed that. I don't know who drinks black coffee, to be honest, but it's bland as anything, but yep. So he grabbed this filet-o-fish and pretty sure it's a black coffee, and the other guy got up and snatched it off him and literally said, look, that's my meal, go away. So we were really confused, just like, why would he get someone else's meal? Oh, and this was before McDonald's had all these screens that you could order off and the numbers, so you didn't know whose meal was who. It was just luck, really. You could just take someone else's meal and walk off. But so it turned out that these two old hags have ordered the same meal exactly. Like, I don't know about the sauces or anything, but they had ordered the same meal. So we were really confused, and so were they. So at this point, me and my friends were just trying to like keep it together. We had our hands over our faces. Once again, we're sitting on the high table, so we were superior. We could see everything. We had our hands over our faces and trying not to laugh. We didn't know what was going on. So Graham started shouting some Shakespearean insults, I don't even know, at this other guy. And then Graham pushed him back into the Happy Meal display. So all these Angry Birds toys have just gone flying across the McDonald's floor. All the kids were crying because they can't get their, you know, Angry Bird toys. And these two old people yelling Shakespearean insults at each other about a filet-o-fish and a black coffee. So this is by now the funniest thing we've ever seen. We're year 7s. I mean, year 7s, we're year 6s. We haven't seen anything fun in our life. Well, I have, but you know. And yeah, it was the funniest thing we ever got. So by now, this old man had got up and started like throwing fists at Graham. I mean, like pushing and punching stuff. And this lady came along and tried to split them up, but they wouldn't do it. So eventually, I think he was a manager or some security guard came along and literally pushed one of them out the way. So we were laughing right now. And this guy, he grabbed his black coffee or whatever it was, and he just started throwing it across the room, and we were trying to duck to make sure it didn't hit us, and he was throwing it across the room, and his security guard was shouting. It was loud in there. All the kids were crying because their Angry Bird toys were on the floor. It was absolutely manic, and we were thinking about going up and leaving, but me, nah, that's a golden for me to tell a story when I'm older. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching with all my friends, and there's two old people having absolute mental breakdowns, and we were just we were laughing. So they looked like they both had serious crippling arthritis. So the occasional punches and pushing they were doing it in literal slow motion. You could have got a phone and put it on super slow-mo and they wouldn't even be moving, it was that slow. So one of the workers, once again, another one of the workers came to try and break it up again, and they eventually got them apart, but they were still, throwing insults and stuff at each other. And Year 6 us, we knew what occasional swear word is, but these are things we've never heard before. We didn't know what was going on. One of the old men, I don't know, it wasn't Graham, he started to shake ferociously, he was he started to literally shake. So the thing that was going through our little why do I keep saying year 7, 11-year-old brains was, he's having an absolute spasm attack, and we were gonna get our Samsung S2s out and film this spasm, literal spasm attack, and we didn't know what was going on. And some old lady just came up to one of the guy that was having the spaz, and just took him away round the corner. She could have put him in a white van. We didn't know what was going on. We thought he was getting kidnapped, but I think he must have been having a diabetic attack or something like that. We didn't know what was going on. How many times have I said that? But she took him round the corner, and the other guy just took off, and I mean he took off. If he was a second slower, he would have gone straight into the glass at McDonald's. But no, he managed to get just perfectly out. And once again, we were on the high tables, we could see everything. And we don't know, he could have just gone into the white van and kidnapped the other guy. We didn't know. It's a white van outside, we get scared, we think we're getting kidnapped. So, by now, everything had calmed down. Kids were still a little bit sad, I don't know. Everything was just calm. And eventually, this old man came back in again and just started shouting swear words. We didn't know what they were back then. Now I know. But he was shouting swear words, and he just took off again. So by now, we were in hysterics laughing. And people were shooting us dirty looks like, why didn't you do anything? But we year 6s. We don't know what to do if two people are having an absolute mental breakdown, do we? So, these two crippled old hags have just had a fight in McDonald's. We'd